Hello and welcome to this section on numbers. In this section, we will be discussing about what are numbers, the different types of numbers in Python, and how to convert a number from one type to another. So what are numbers? Numbers are arithmetic values that are used for mathematical purposes such as counting, measuring, or making some calculations, etc. So let's now take a look at how to implement numbers in Python. Let us now open Python's idle environment and get started with implementing numbers. Numbers are of two types. One is the non-decimal or the integer number, and the other is the decimal or a floating point number. Let's see what they are. I'll be declaring an integer number with the value 10, which is a non-decimal number, and I'll be declaring a floating point number with the value 20.75. If I print these variables, it should return the value stored in these variables. So on printing floating number, it returned 20.75. Similarly, on printing integer number, it returns 10. Now, if you would like to check the data type of these variables, Python comes with a function called type. Now, functions are something which we haven't discussed at this point of time, but for now, just understand that types checks the data type of a variable. And how do we do that? Print, call the type function, and which variable name data type do you want to check? So that name you pass it in parentheses, which is floating number. So as you can see, the output is class float, which means my variable floating number is of type float. Now, if you would like to convert a variable from one data type to another, there is a concept called typecasting. So what typecasting does is it takes a variable and converts it into another variable of your choice. So let me convert my floating number into an integer number. So floating number is going to be converted into an integer number. I first need to mention what type I want my variable to be converted to. In this case, I want it to be converted to type integer. In short, it is called int. And then I pass the variable name, which is floating number. Now, if you print the type of the floating number, it should be of type integer. Yes, it is. But then what happens if you print the value stored at the floating number? What do you think the value would be? Now, most of you might think that since 0.75 lies beyond 0.5, mathematically my output has to be 21. But does typecasting work that way? Let's find that out. Well, the output is 20, which means typecasting ignores the decimal part of your number. It only retains the integer part of it, which is 20. So that's the end of this section. You learned the different types of numbers. You learned how to print the type of a number and how to convert a number from one type to another. Do go through the PDF notes attached with this section and solve all the exercise problems. Next section is about operators, where we will be playing around a lot with numbers, and I'll see you there. Thank you.